So thank you for joining me, Diana. This is I really wanted to record this video because I recently, in the last 18 months, discovered EFT, otherwise known as tapping, and it has been so helpful in me processing my feelings, dealing with stress, getting a good night's sleep. And I wanted to share with you what tapping was. And I thought the best person, that the person I know who is an amazing tapping EFT teacher is Diana Cox. Um, and so we're going to show you what tapping is and have a nice sort of, because it is at the moment today, this month is Stress Awareness Month. And so I thought it'd be a really good idea to show you what tapping is, and then you can explore it yourself. As you know, I love self-care, and this is just a form of self-care that has been really, really helpful to me over the last 18 months. So I'm going to introduce you to Diana.
Thanks so much, Vanessa. It's really, really good to have this opportunity to talk to you and to talk to your viewers, your followers about tapping, because it's something I'm really, really passionate about. I've been an EFT practitioner for 4 years. I'm not a teacher. I teach it in kind of workshop settings, but I'm not an EFT teacher as such. But I love working with clients. It's an amazing tool. And EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. So I think the clue is in the name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I saw your video. I think it was not October gone, the October before. You put out a video which I shared on Facebook and Instagram. And I found it so helpful that I knew that I had to get back in touch with you, especially this year, because we're in this very strange period of not knowing what is going on. We're told that we are post pandemic, but it feels like we're still in it. And there's so much happening. And even for me and lots of small businesses and lots of people I'm seeing on social media are really struggling. So I thought this would be a really, really good introduction to EFT.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I really see that in my clients, and people are feeling depleted and I think a bit confused and just, exhausted. And so, we feel really passionate about people having EFT, whatever help they can. And EFT is one of the things. Yeah.
It's an amazing tool. As I said, I've used it for my nighttime procrastination. I've used it after I had COVID at the beginning of the year. I just felt completely lost, and it really did help me ground me and, deal with all the things that were happening around me. So yeah.
Well, it's an incredibly versatile tool because we can use it for so many different things, including physical pain and distress, but also, emotional, mental, so many different things. It's a fantastic self-help tool, which is what we're talking about today. And it's also we can work with deep trauma and all kinds of issues in a really deep way with a practitioner. So yeah, it's something for everybody, and every day. And
So what's the best way? Is it best to work with a practitioner, or can you do it for yourself? What is your...
It depends what it is that you want to work with. So one of the things, one of the reasons why we're having this talk is to share with people self-help, a video that people can watch over and over again if they want to, but also kind of like self-help tools, so that, in the moment where you feel whatever it is, you might feel really tearful or anxious or whatever it is, we've got a really, really straightforward tool that you can use to reduce the intensity of the uncomfortable feelings. So that's something that is brilliant to do on our own, or with family or friends. But obviously a lot of us will have trauma. There might be difficult issues that are ongoing. Could be childhood trauma, could be painful, difficult events that have happened, and then it's best to work with a practitioner where that person can guide you through the work safely and appropriate pace to kind of hold what's coming up. So when we do this little demonstration today, I just kind of want to make sure that everybody feels really grounded and safe in their space, because you know, although it is a kind of like quite a light and simple tool, it's also something where we can access deeper emotions.
Right, thank you for explaining, because I think, you know, there's so many videos out there, so I wanted to, so people can understand what is best for them, because, you know, everybody's different. So yeah.
Yeah, and actually just saying on the issue of videos, there are lots of videos that you can find on YouTube, lots of different practitioners with different styles, so you can tap along with somebody. So yeah, and that can be a really useful thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So what should we do now? So what should we do? Should we start tapping?
Should I just say a little bit about what
Yeah.
tapping is, just
Yes.
and then we'll start tapping. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so as I said, so we talk about tapping. It's EFT, it's emotional freedom technique. It's a strange little technique where we tap on the it's mainly around the face and upper body. We tap on the ends of the body's major acupuncture meridians. So you don't need to believe in all about or know anything about energy. It works anyway. And we do that while tuning into whatever the issue is that we're bringing. So if I'd hurt my toe, I might just tune into the pain in my toe and be thinking about that while I'm tapping. It's a funny example, but so there's two parts to it. We always start with the fingers, so you can use the ends of maybe 2 or 3 fingers on the other hand, tapping on what's called the karate chop point on the side of the hand. And we say, even though I have this, so this is this sore toe, let's stick with the silly example. And then if you see a tapping video or read a book about tapping, you usually say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. That can feel a bit of a deep dive into something that feels a bit uncomfortable for many of us. So what we're going to say today is, I soothe and comfort myself.
Oh, I like that.
So even though I have this sore toe, I soothe and comfort myself.
Brilliant.
And we usually do this 3 times. This is called the setup phrase. So even though I have this, and then we go through the points all around the face and the upper body. So I'll just show you the points. So the top of the head, the inside of the eyebrow. So then you can do this when you're doing this on yourself. You can do this as hard or as light. Usually really lightly works. Outside of your eye, underneath your eye on your cheekbone, underneath your nose, on your chin. Then you can use the flat of your hand just a bit below your collarbone. And then the last one, for women, it's on the bra strap under the arm. For men, it's in line with the nipple. We go through those twice. And at each point, we just say something else about whatever the issue is. So it will become, I think when we do our example, it will become clear. So we'll just say a few words in each one of these points.
Right.
And what this is doing, because this is tuning into the energy meridians, it's signaling to the body, to the parts of our, our fight flight system. Our nervous system is on high alert, particularly when we're stressed. It's signaling to the body that it's safe to slow down, to let go of whatever it is that we're holding on to. And you might find that you quite quickly feel much calmer. You might find that you feel tired or you're yawning.
Yeah.
It's good to drink water while you're tapping or after you've tapped. So just a very, very simple, very, very, I left mine upstairs. Not very helpful. Very, very simple technique. And then one thing I would suggest that you do when you're doing this yourself afterwards is, like, before you start, tune in. How do I feel about this issue? There might be words about emotions, what emotions are coming up. Sometimes we can easily access the emotion, sometimes we can't. One of the things might just be reluctance. I don't want to do this thing. But also tune in, how do I feel in my body when I think about this issue? Things that might come up, things like my breathing feels different, or I feel like I've got a weight in my stomach. And we use those things. What the information that the body is giving us is a really valuable part of the tapping. So, and that will come in with the points.
Right.
We want to give you kind of like an overview without making it too complicated.
No, I'm sure once we start that everybody will get that, will understand what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can go back and look at some of your videos as well. I'll make sure that I'll share those again as well.
Okay. Well, there's just the one really, because the other one's just tiny.
Yeah. It all helps. Right.
Okay. So yeah, so we're going to do some tapping on stress, obviously, because this is Stress Awareness Month. And yeah, as Vanessa was saying at the beginning, the kind of stress that I feel that so many of us are feeling at the moment. It's kind of post-pandemic, or maybe are we post-pandemic? Are we not post-pandemic? Are we back to normal? Are we not? Where are we? All of those things. So just before we start, I just want to make sure that you can feel your feet on the floor, and your seat on the chair or whatever you're sitting on, and just feel yourself present in the room. Maybe as you look around the room, you can kind of like pick a couple of things that you like to look at, where you know that you can bring yourself back to if emotions feel strong at any point. So if I was in the room with you, I would be kind of like keeping an eye on you, but I want you to take responsibility for your own well-being with this. We'll keep it light, but we're also dealing with issues that that are heavy.
Yeah.
So okay, so take a nice long deep breath. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So, even though I have this stress,
and
I feel it in my body, I soothe and comfort myself. Even though I feel this stress, and I feel it in different ways, all of this attempt to adjust to what's happened, and to try to get my life back on track, I soothe and comfort myself. Even though I feel stressed and exhausted, so much has happened in the last 2 years. And I'm just feel depleted. I soothe and comfort myself. Okay. So top of the head, all of this stress. There's so many different elements of it. Feeling exhausted. I don't feel as resourceful as I used to. Small things sometimes feel too much. And I feel it in my body. Sometimes I feel it in my breathing. Sometimes it all feels too much. All of this stress. These things that sometimes feel too much. All of these things I have to juggle. And I'm tired. Just want to lie down for 6 weeks. I feel stressed. It's hard to even take this time for myself. And I feel stressed.
And I feel stressed.
Okay, so taking a nice long deep breath, if that feels comfortable for you, or just breathing in whichever way feels right for you right now. And remembering your feet on the floor. Just tune into how you feel right now after doing that first round. Obviously, I'm asking everybody who's watching this, but also Vanessa, we've just done a round.
I can feel it in my head a little bit. I can feel, because it's been a busy morning, I can feel, when you said all the juggling, I was like, yeah, all the juggling. I can feel it in my head. Yeah, I can feel it in the front of my head.
I think there are some things that are pretty universal. Juggling, I think, is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so then tuning into how you feel right now, and I don't think I mentioned this before. It's good to write things down. So before tapping, is kind of like write down a few words about, you know, the things that are coming up, what you're feeling in your body. Rate it out of 10. How strong is this? How strong is this? What's the degree of discomfort? Just whatever number comes to you. Don't overthink it. And then after you've done the first round, it's like, okay, what's left? You know, how has this changed, or has it changed? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Some tapping can work really, really fast, and sometimes it works slower. So so tuning into what's there, and then you would go ahead and do another round on what's left.
Right. So
I don't know if you want to do another round, or if
another one. Let's do another round. I feel like I need another round after that. Yeah.
Okay.
You access some feelings I did not realize was there. So yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Let's do another round.
Okay, so and so when I use some of the words, so for everybody watching this, some of the words that I use might really access feelings for you, and some of them might not seem relevant for you. So for you as an individual tuning in, you can use my words but tune into your own feelings, or you can just use your own words, and then so that then you'll have a deeper experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, even though I still have some stress, I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
Even though I still feel stressed, I still feel tired. And when I think about everything I have to do, my heart races a bit.
And when I think about everything I have to do, my heart races a bit. And my head hurts.
And my head hurts. I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
Even though it still feels a bit too much.
Even though it still feels a bit too much.
All of these things to deal with post-pandemic.
All of these things to deal with post-pandemic.
If we are post-pandemic.
If we are post-pandemic.
We don't know where we are.
We don't know where we are.
I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
So I still feel stressed.
I still feel stressed.
And my head's hurting.
And my head's hurting.
All of these things I have to juggle.
All of these things I have to juggle.
And I'm so tired.
And I'm so tired.
Maybe it's because I'm not fully well.
Maybe because I'm not fully well.
Or just because there's so much information.
Or there's so much information.
So many changes we've been through.
So many changes we've been through.
What a roller coaster 2 years.
A roller coaster 2 years.
All of these ways I've had to adjust.
All of these ways I've had to adjust.
And I'm exhausted.
And I'm exhausted.
I still feel exhausted.
I still feel exhausted.
And my body feels tired.
And my body feels tired.
My mind is tired.
My mind is tired.
And I feel it in my body.
And I feel it in my body.
All of this stress.
All of this stress.
The stress I've been carrying.
Stress I've been carrying.
Okay, so taking a deeper breath, if that feels comfortable for you right now. If you have a lot coming up, I would suggest you keep your eyes open. Again, I would just kind of like, look after yourself there with that. And just tune in to how you feel right now.
That was amazing, Diana. Absolutely. Because I didn't realize, I think I've had a busy morning, and we're filming this in the middle of the Easter holidays. So there's lots going on. So I didn't realize how the juggling got to me. And I could feel the tension in my head before we started a little bit. So I've been drinking lots of water. But yeah, and it's now starting to ease. I can feel it easing. So thank you.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear. I think that came to me intuitively, the juggling.
Yeah.
I must have been tapping
my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say it's the lives of so many women, but I'm sure that there are things that men juggle too, but it's often quite a different kind of juggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of mother juggling thing can be very full on.
It can be, especially over the holidays when you're trying to work and trying to look after a small child or small children in the house. Thankfully, while we're filming, someone's on holiday camp, so the house is nice and quiet.
Yes.
But then you feel that you're under pressure because you're like, okay, I've got this amount of time. I'm going to get this done, this done, this done.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, and I'm sure I am not the only person watching this who feels the same way.
I'm sure you're not.
Oh, so thank you so much. It was so do you know what I need to do? So I'm going to put all your details with this video. So if anybody wants to contact you for a session, they know where to find you. But just tell everybody what your website is and what your Instagram handle is as well, just in case they want to have a quick look you up.
Okay. So yeah, my website is healingheartsandminds.co.uk. And my Instagram is Healing Hearts and Minds UK.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can find Diana. I'm going to post some bits on. I've actually mentioned you in a post today about my little habit of not going to bed. So, but I'm going to be mentioning you more, and hopefully this is also going to go to my newsletter subscribers, so they'll get a copy of this video too. They can watch.
Oh, lovely. Oh,
thank you so much. It's been you've actually made my day, because as I said, I didn't realize I've wanted to do this for so long, and I've been meaning to contact you because as I said, I've loved doing EFT, and I found it so helpful on different things that have been going on throughout the last, as I said, 18 months. I discovered it, and when you filmed your first video, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get in touch with Diana. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Is there anything you want to say before we sign off?
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Vanessa, for giving me this opportunity to talk about something that I'm really passionate about. And this is such an amazing tool, and we need to tell people.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Life-changing.
Yes.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye.